As a former prosecutor, are you not concerned that the President of the United States called a state election official and asked him to find enough votes to change the results of the election?
Senator, I have not listened to the hour-long conversation, but it's my understanding that is not what he asked him to do.
Have you heard the recording of President Trump on January 2nd, 2021, when he urged the Secretary of State of Georgia to, quote, find 11,780 votes and declare him the winner of that state?
No, I've heard about it through clips, but no, Senator, I've not heard it.
What was your reaction to President Trump making that call?
I would have to listen to the tape, Senator.
Well, the quote that I give you is exact. He said to the Georgia Secretary of State, find 11,780 votes.
Do you have the entire context of that call? I feel like it was much longer than that and may have been taken out of context.
It was an hour long.
Hello, everyone. Right. Welcome back. Today we break down what happens when political pressure meets unshakable composure. In a Senate hearing that spiraled from routine oversight into verbal warfare, Pam Bondi stood her ground against aggressive questioning, whistleblower allegations, and funding controversies. Whether you support her or not, what happened in that room deserves a closer look.
Most Americans believe that central to the peaceful transition of power in a democracy is the acceptance of the results of an election. To my knowledge, Donald Trump has never acknowledged the legal results of the 2020 election. Are you prepared to say today under oath without reservation that Donald Trump lost the presidential contest to Joe Biden in 2020?
Ranking Member Durbin, President Biden is the President of the United States. He was duly sworn in, and he is the President of the United States. There was a peaceful transition of power. President Trump left office and was overwhelmingly elected in 2024.
Have you heard the recording of President Trump on January 2nd, 2021, when he urged the Secretary of State of Georgia to, quote, find 11,780 votes and declare him the winner of that state?
No, I've heard about it through clips, but no, Senator, I've not heard it.
What was your reaction to President Trump making that call?
I would have to listen to the tape, Senator.
Well, the quote that I give you is exact. He said to the Georgia Secretary of State, find 11,780 votes.
Do you have the entire context of that call? I feel like it was much longer than that and may have been taken out of context.
It was an hour long.
Right.
And you can certainly listen to it. I hope you will. Every American should. As a former prosecutor, are you not concerned that the President of the United States called a state election official and asked him to find enough votes to change the results of the election?
Senator, I have not listened to the hour-long conversation, but it's my understanding that is not what he asked him to do.
You need to listen to it. Let me ask a third question. Do you believe that the January 6 rioters who've been convicted of violent assaults on police officers should be pardoned?
Attorney General of the United States. The pardons, of course, fall under the president. But if asked to look at those cases, I will look at each case and advise on a case-by-case basis, just as I did my entire career as a prosecutor.
You also advise the president on pardons. That's part of your responsibility as Attorney General. And so I'm asking you, do you believe that those who've been convicted of the January 6 riot, violent assaults on our police officers, should be pardoned? That's a simple question.
So, Senator, I have not seen any of those files, of course. If confirmed and if asked to advise the president, I will look at each and every file. But let me be very clear in speaking to you. I condemn any violence on a law enforcement officer in this country.
Let me ask you about your work as a lobbyist for Ballard Partners. You did not list your current position as a partner at the lobbying firm, nor the work you've done for your Ballard Partner clients, such as lobbying for the country of Qatar for $115,000 a month, and for corporate giants Amazon and Uber when you're asked about conflicts of interest. Why do you believe your work as a lobbyist does not constitute potential conflicts of interest?
Well, Senator, first, that was the amount my firm received. I believe multiple people represented the country of Qatar within my firm. My role, and I am very proud of the work that I did, it was a short time and I wish it had been longer for Qatar, was anti-human trafficking efforts leading into the World Cup, which is something I'd like to talk about later too. I was registered as FARA along with many members of my firm. That was the sole portion of my representation for Qatar. Now, if there are any conflicts with anyone I represented in private practice, I would consult with the career ethics officials within the department and make the appropriate decision. I would also like to point out to you, I don't believe that I would be the first Attorney General who has represented and advocated for businesses in their past.
A subtle but significant legal nuance. Here's where the hearing shifted to real-world impact. The senator brought up the DOJ abruptly terminating over 300 public safety grants. These weren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. We're talking about funding for drug trafficking investigations, foster care support, sexual assault forensic exams. Bondi responded by saying they had only cut about 6% overall and that several grants had already been turned back on. She invited the senator, and any lawmaker, to come directly to her with concerns. "I'll personally look into it," she said. "Sit down with me and we'll review it together." That's not just bureaucratic lip service, that's accountability. By the way, if you're finding value in this breakdown, hit that subscribe button right now. We break down moments like these every week, so don't miss out. What made this hearing go viral wasn't just the clash of politics, it was the contrast in demeanor. While the senator rushed questions, weaponized outrage, and cut her off repeatedly, Bondi stayed composed. No yelling, no dramatics, just steady, factual responses. In an age where drama dominates, Bondi's calmness hit different. And whether you agree with her politics or not, you have to admit, she didn't just survive the pressure, she owned it. So what do we take from this? Was this hearing about justice or just political theater? Was Pam Bondi dodging questions or defending due process and leadership? Either way, one thing's clear, she walked in prepared, stayed composed, and walked out with the upper hand. And in today's political climate, that's rare. If you believe in facts over fury, and you want more breakdowns like this, like the video, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. More truth, less noise, coming your way every week. Until next time, stay sharp.